Gaming phones have been gaining traction recently, mainly due to the fact that many people are now wanting to play games like PUBG, Fortnite, even on their mobile devices. Well, Nubia Red Magic 3 is one of these gaming smartphones. So, let's have a look at it and see what kind of value it offers to customers. First of all, the Nubia Red Magic 3 just launched in India. So, the starting price of this device has been priced at 36,000 rupees for the base variant with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. The top tier model with 12 gigs of RAM and a whooping 256 gigs of internal storage carries a price tag of 47,000 rupees. So as you can see, these devices are not really cheap. They are high-end specifications, so they are priced similar to high-end devices. As you can see that this device will compete closely against the OnePlus 7 and even the Redmi K20 Pro from the specifications that you will see from further on. But first, let's talk about Nubia as a brand. Well, it isn't really a well-known brand outside China and it is kind of trying to make its mark. So I'd hoped that they would price it a little bit cheaper, say somewhere around 33,000 rupees for the starting price. But they had other plans. So, company's reputation is kind of questionable regarding Android upgrades and developer support. But add to that, they told that the time for the launch event will be 6:30 p.m. and the launch event started 1 hour late. Well, in my opinion, that's not really a great impression to leave on people who are hearing of your brand for the first time, because they made such a huge splash about having a gaming phone. Now, let's move on to the specifications for this particular device. First of all, the main highlights of this device includes that it will have some useful features on the table like liquid cooling with internal turbo fan, a 90Hz HDR compatible AMOLED display, capacitive shoulder triggers that can be used for shooting and stuff on games like PUBG, and stereo speakers to name a few. The phone is obviously powered by the Snapdragon 855 system on chip, and it comes with fast UFS 2.1 storage, which should help your phone running fast. Now, moving on, in terms of launch offers, Nubia Red Magic 3 buyers will get no cost EMI options and some other stuff that isn't really very important. The Nubia Red Magic 3 is all set to go on sale starting 12 p.m. noon on June 27th and will be available via Flipkart only. Moving on, the display this phone sports is a 6.65 inch Full HD Plus HDR AMOLED display with 90Hz refresh rate. So it's not a Quad HD display. That is a tiny bit disappointing, but looking at the price, a Full HD Plus display with an AMOLED technology is still amazing, especially with the 90Hz refresh rate. Well, with that 90Hz refresh rate, it will mostly drain your battery quicker, but it will also provide better gaming experience at higher settings. Now moving on, this device has a 19.5:9 aspect ratio and 430 nits brightness. It is also protected by a layer of 2.5D Corning Gorilla Glass. In the imaging department, the phone packs a single 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor with an f/1.6 aperture. The main highlight here is that it will be able to record 8K resolution videos at 30 fps. On the front, there is a 16 megapixel selfie snapper with an f/2.0 aperture and a 2 micron size. Now, to keep up with the gaming people's needs, one problem that always occurs is that you have to charge your phone, and gaming drains your battery a lot quicker. This phone comes equipped with a huge 5000 mAh battery, and it even supports fast charging up to 27 watts. That is great to see on this particular phone. It also features dual front-facing stereo speakers, DTS-X and 3D sound support for creating cinematic soundscape. Now moving on, it has several other stuff which is usually coming with top-end smartphones these days, like a USB-C port, and you can also not take 3.5mm headphone jack for granted these days, but this phone has it. That's great to see. It supports 4G LTE and the usual stuff. Now, talking about the size, this device is obviously mammoth. It has somewhat bigger bezels than other devices in its price range, but that is expected because they are not really trying to go for the best looking device, more of they're trying to push the performance. So it weighs around 215 grams and its dimensions are 171 by 78 by 9.65. So it is not really the thinnest device around, but that is to be expected in a fan having a device which has an internal turbo fan for thermal management. And also this device has a mammoth battery, so that was really expected. Other sensors include a fingerprint sensor, accelerometer, compass, gyroscope and proximity sensor and ambient light sensor. And some games will even feature something called the 4D shock and some stuff, and it even has a dedicated app for managing your gaming needs where it shows you the temperature and other kind of things. And also, just like OnePlus and iPhone devices, it has a slider on its side, and by pressing that slider you can quickly switch to going to the gaming mode. And this is also a remappable switch, but we will have to confirm that in our full review. But from what I have heard, it is a remappable button. So what do you think about this device, and should you buy this? Well, in my opinion, at this price point, if this device was priced a little bit cheaper, I would have said go for it if you are in for it gaming, or even if you like anyone who plays PUBG spends most of their time on the phone playing PUBG. So for those sort of people, this would have been my recommendation out of the box. And talking about some other stuff, this is a Nubia device, so we don't really know about what kind of service it will offer, after sales support, and how quickly you will get Android upgrades, and if you would get any, because companies like Nubia are usually very slow with their Android upgrades and shy away from giving too many updates. So in my honest opinion, I think even OnePlus 7 gives this phone a fight for its money. Now you would say that OnePlus 7 has a lot less features than this smartphone, and you're right. But it is priced at 33,000 rupees, which is 3,000 rupees lesser than this. So why am I saying that it is a toss-up between these two devices? Well, what are the main differences? First of all, the OnePlus 7 has a 60Hz display and not a 90Hz display, and it does not have a dedicated fan or any of that bells and whistles. But first of all, the OnePlus 7 device comes with a clean UI, and it has barely any bloatware to say, and it is one of the fastest phones on the market right now. Even with lower specifications as compared to the OnePlus 7 Pro, it has a clean Oxygen OS UI which comes with many additional features, and OnePlus has been excellent with providing fast Android upgrades with respect to their smartphones, because we saw that even OnePlus 3T has gotten the Android Pie update. Yes, it got it quite late, but still it is a very old device and got the Android Pie update. And OnePlus 6, OnePlus 6T, OnePlus 5 were one of the first devices to get that Android Pie upgrade, while other more established brands like Samsung and LG have struggled, and Nubia kind of fails in that respect given its recent history. And we haven't really seen any major promises from them in terms of future updates. While OnePlus usually comes out with Android developer previews for their smartphones as well. And in terms of display, the only difference was 90Hz and 60Hz display, and that isn't really a huge difference for people who aren't really pro gamers, who actually use their smartphone not just for gaming but for other stuff as well. And because when you're playing on a device, even upgrades are important. Software is as important as hardware, because if the software is not optimized well, you will really struggle with the performance there. And obviously OnePlus's software support as well as hardware and after sales support is also better. But one thing that OnePlus 7 lacks is a headphone jack, and I think for gamers having a headphone jack is great. And Nubia Magic may also come with some gaming accessories later in the day, so it really comes between. If you are in it just for gaming, you only care about gaming and you barely use your phone otherwise, I would say okay, go for Nubia Red Magic 3. It's at a good price, but not an amazing price, but a good price. Go for it. But if you want to save some money, go for say the OnePlus 7. And if you don't really like in it for the gaming kind of a person, if you're not that, just go for the OnePlus 7. Or if you can wait, I would say the Redmi K20 Pro is an amazing choice, because I think that will be starting around say 25,000 rupees, and even on OnePlus 7 I have noticed that there is absolutely no lag when you're playing PUBG even on higher settings. So as of now there isn't really much difference in terms of gaming performance that a normal person would notice between Redmi K20 Pro, OnePlus 7 and the Nubia Red Magic 3 unless you compare them side by side. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.